Hello, hello, everybody. Looks like we are live. Hang tight here. I gotta play with this a second. You'll see I'm in my living room tonight. All right, first of all, please let me know that you can see and hear me okay. I have a little bit different setup this evening as I am recreating my little studio. So I'm hanging out in the living room, just like somebody wants to like just give me a quick comment that says, hello, hello. There's Cheryl, not home yet, so managed to catch the replay. All right, so I will check comments and everything in a second. If anybody, a thumbs up, whatever it is that you can let me know that you can hear me okay. That's the most important thing. Let's see. You're good. Okay, thanks, Sharon. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm in my living room tonight as I rearrange my office into a studio, and it's just taking a little bit long. I just want to do it right, and I want to get everything done. But so here I am in my living room. Hello, hello, everyone. It's great to see you. Happy Monday. Oh, doesn't it feel like a nice deep breath? I love to just be here with you guys on Monday hanging out. So this is Elaine, the Animal Reiki Lady, and this is Soul Pet, and we meet every Monday live. So if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. If you're one of our beautiful supporters, channel members, or regulars, welcome to you guys also. It is so great to have you here. I can already see the comments flying through on the side there. So I'll take a look at those in just a moment. If anybody is new to this channel, I'll do the quick preamble. The thing that everybody hates, please like, subscribe, share, whatever. You got it. You know it. If this video resonates with you, it really does. It does help out creators. So, and whenever you hear somebody say that, they're not doing it to self-promote. They're doing it because it really does help. The other thing that I want to say is this is a live stream. So if you're watching this live with me on Monday night, January 19th, 2026, we have a conversation here. This is a beautiful soul pet channel, a soul pet community. It's dedicated to helping people who are going through pet loss or who have gone through pet loss, anybody who's coping with the loss of an animal companion. No matter where you happen to be on the journey, we are here to support you. All of us on this channel have experienced loss in that way, and we are here to virtually hug you, to hold you up, to open the space for you, no matter where you happen to be in your journey of grief. And this is a conversation, so I will go back and forth between comments. We do have a topic, which I left my notes on another little table here. Hang on while I reach them. We are going to be talking tonight about, I feel like my hair is falling out. We are going to be talking tonight about something, a question that one of our channel members raised, because I mention it all the time. I use the term higher self. And Pat, our channel member, asked, what really does that mean? And how do we get in touch with that version of our higher self? And do our pets have a higher self? So we're going to talk about how you connect with your complete self, how after pet loss you can become whole again, and your soul can be whole again, not just your heart, but your soul. So we're going to talk about that because our animal companions have a higher self too, and it really speaks to the way, the ease, the calm way in which they transition without the overthinking and without all of the extra baggage that we humans give to it. So we're going to talk all about that. I'll get more into that in just a moment. But this is a conversation, so we talk back and forth. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to ask questions. Even if it's 10 years from the date of this video, I will go back and check, provided I'm still here on this side of the planet. I mean, on this side of the earth, on this side of the universe. I will answer your questions. Okay, so the first thing we do is say hello to all of our channel members, and then we go through their questions, and then we start talking about our topic. So let's give a big shout out, a big hello to Pat. Pat, who's going to be watching on the replay, and has some more questions besides the first one. And then I see Charlie and Kali. Sharon, great to see you. Kathy H, great to see you too. Coco's mama, I always forget. Christy, maybe? Um, Sherry, great to see you also. And already said Kali and Magnificent Sales. Hey, it is great to see you, Lauren, I'm pretty sure, right? Cheryl, Ms. Nunya New York Business. Even if you are catching it on the replay, welcome. Good to have you here. Anne, awesome to see you here too. Fun, fun. And hi, Vanessa. Why did I say Christy? Somebody else's name Christy, right? That I always get mixed up. So hi, Vanessa and Z. Great to see you. Kathy R. Great to see you too. All right, let's see who else we've got. Going down. Okay, so Jody, happy day. Great to have you here. Let's see if there's anybody else that I've missed who's not a channel member. I like everybody to feel included, honestly. I love everyone to feel included. But my channel members always, I mean, you guys have my heart because you have my back. So I do appreciate that. And there's one new name that I saw. Oh, I see two names. There's Jennifer, and I think Jennifer's been on before, but Susan Lasecki, it is great to see you here. Welcome to our channel. All right, so let's go back and look for questions because Pat had a couple questions. I'll see if anybody else had some questions. I thought I saw something from Charlie, and then we'll get into our topic for this evening. All right, so let's see. Charlie, you got a kitty cat. That's awesome. Oh, that's beautiful. Please share her name. You might have already shared it in the comments somewhere. But that is so beautiful for welcoming a new animal companion into your home. It's a beautiful thing, especially after we have experienced loss, when we can get to the point where we can welcome a new companion into our home. But that is also one of the reasons why I'm hanging out in the living room, something that we really didn't talk about. But she's right here laying on the sofa next to me. And 2 weeks ago, she had a little bit of an upset tummy during the video, during the live stream, is my beautiful Gypsy. And Gypsy is a rescue. And something that we haven't talked about is working through grief after loss for our animal companions. If you, all of my channel members know, and anybody who's been following me for some time knows that in 2025, my husband passed to the other side. And we're going to talk about that for a very specific reason this evening. Um, he is with my Jack, he is with my Lucy. It gives me such comfort to know that they're all together. But Gypsy, the circumstances of his crossing were such that she did not get to say goodbye. And I would have loved to have brought her into the hospital. There were a lot of restrictions where we were, and I was not permitted to bring her in. But I should have. I should have found a way even to sneak her in because I think some of the things that she goes through now are she is exhibiting signs of grief in the way that is natural for her. Sometimes it seems that she's very quiet, she's very reserved. She does not like to be away from me, so that's why I have her here. She has her little bed right next to my chair. So that may be a topic for next week, that dealing with the symptoms of grief from our animal companions after loss, because they are very energetically connected to us. And when we experience loss, they also experience loss when they are the ones left behind. But maybe that's a topic for next week. Pat says, yeah, complete self. I've often used the term higher self. Higher self meaning that greater part of our soul that exists on the other side, or exists in the quantum field, or exists in heaven, wherever it is that you consider that place to be where our souls go after we leave our physical body. I say that the greater part of us, just a small piece of us, resides here inside this physical human little costume that we're wearing, and the greater part of us resides on the other side. And I, through spiritual traditions and through learning and metaphysical concepts, I've always been taught to call it your higher self. But a higher self really indicates some kind of hierarchy, like you're a lower being than that part, and that's not true. So complete self is where I decided to go with. So yes, Pat, I agree that it has a much different tone to it when we say our whole self or our complete self. And I love, Pat, that the journey in this community has brought you into a place of believing. I hope that for everybody. If you're even the slightest bit skeptical about any of the things we talk about on this channel, because sometimes besides the healing and the coping, and we talk about like some hippy dippy stuff, I'm all about metaphysical and woo-woo, and I'm completely open to all of the beautiful spiritual things that I've learned that our animal companions have taught. But if you're even the slightest bit skeptical, watch a few videos, not for what I have to say, but for what our animal companions have to share, because they are able to communicate. Also on the agenda for tonight, they are able to communicate with us from the other side, even here and on the other side, and share beautiful messages with us. Pat says, do you feel our pets are clairvoyant? Oh, yeah. Silly question. Easy question. Are our pets clairvoyant? Yeah, and you are too. Every soul is clairvoyant. Clairvoyant, right? Is that the one that means clair sight? I get the clairs mixed up sometimes. That's all it means is clear, clairvoyant, clear sight, or clairsentient, clear knowing, clairaudient, clear hearing. So you are clearly, fully receiving messages. And are animals clairvoyant? 100%. It's why you will sometimes see an animal companion staring off into the distance at nothing, because they are actually, it's nothing to us, it's something to them. Are they trying to guide us along our path? Oh, 100%, Pat. They're trying to guide us along the path. And when I talk about a complete self, I'm going to explain later on how their complete self, they're so in tune with their complete self. It's like this, where we feel separated like this, they're like this. And yes, are they teaching us to bring that in for ourselves and experience that coherence? 100%. We put a higher priority on the physical experience here on Earth, while we still have that desire for physical contact um, on the other side, or be satisfied with our new existence. My answer to that question is I suspect, I don't know this for certain, I suspect that we will be more than satisfied with our new existence. I think it is going to be something beyond our wildest imagination. And yes, we're going to be more than happy with it because we're able to do so many things. We're going to be able to explore so many things. Do I know that for a fact that we will not miss our physical experience here on Earth? I think the answer to that question is I think we will, or some of us will. That's why we have reincarnation. Maybe a topic for next week. I've been mentioning this recently, it keeps coming up, signs, messages, and reincarnation. But the reason that many souls reincarnate is to get the physical experience. That's part of enjoying our life, is actually having the physical experience, to taste the delicious chocolate milkshake, to see the beautiful sunset over the mountains, to pet a beautiful dog, a beautiful cat. We want the physical experience in our body. That's why we decided to come down here and wear this little human costume so that we could experience those physical things. And Pat, just to have a, I hope you're having a great night doing your volunteer work. Yes, Charlie, those were interesting questions. What is your kitty's name? Sherry. Right, we'd love to know. And as I can only see so many comments, so you might have already answered that question. Along Pat's question, Sherry wants to know, will our animals always be by our side, or is it hello and then seeing them here and there? I will have a herd if we stay together. Sherry, you can have whatever you want. There's no rules on the other side. And I don't mean that like it's total anarchy and everybody is, it's just that if that is your version of heaven, to be surrounded by a beautiful herd of animals, then yes, that can be your heaven. I know that heaven is going to be unique for every single one of us. You can ask me the questions and I can share with you what I feel in my heart, knowing fully that heaven is going to be unique for each and every one of us. It's going to be something so very special, whether you're surrounded by horses, dogs, cats, people, or you just want to go fly. You can do all of those things. And yeah, if you have a herd, you have a herd. Kali, Sherry, maybe they're always with you as a herd, uh, not just the herd you imagine. Okay, I love this. Kali, this is so awesome. One could be a bird, one could be a squirrel. Yes, yes, yes. I love this. There's currently, right now, in my bathtub, a spider is living there. And and so this morning I washed my hair in the sink because I didn't want to disturb him. What if he's like my grandmother? I'm kidding with that. I'm only saying that in jest. But yes, they are group of beautiful soul companions can be present here with us now, and they can take all forms. It can be squirrels or birds or any of the wildlife that you see. It can be any living thing that comes across your path can be part of your herd. I believe Gary borrowed a chipmunk's body for a while. Yeah, we haven't talked about that, and that goes along with the topic of reincarnation when they and human people as well borrow the body. Those of you who may remember my little live stream about the eagles, there were two paired eagles in the backyard of the home that we went on for a vacation over the Thanksgiving holiday, and I know that that was my husband. I know it. Oh my gosh, this bird showed off. This eagle, number one, it was an eagle, so beautiful, like stunning to watch. And then number two, to watch the acrobatics and the show that was put on for us all weekend long. I have no doubt that my husband borrowed that eagle's body so that he could say hello, and I'm spending Thanksgiving with you guys. Um, okay, hello, hello, everybody. And okay, a swirl of energy that you call upon on the other side when we transition. Oh, I'm sorry, I must have missed a comment. That's okay, so I'm going to let that stuff go. All right, I see a comment for Donna. So Donna, did I miss saying hello to you? If you're here, welcome, welcome. Good to see you tonight. Um, Saint Francis Xavier, born December 3rd. Saint name is Sir Francis Xavier. I know there's Sir. Oh, that's the name. Okay, got it, got it. Beautiful, fantastic. Same markings as Nico. Beautiful. But it was her. Yep. I'm all with you. And so we'll see you in the replay. Me too. I'm guessing that means that you might be watching on the replay. All right, that looks like all the comments. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of what we're going to talk about. Anne says, um, first I'm going to get to Kali's comment that says, before my mom passed, someone asked her if she was scared. She said no, because I'll get to see my parents again, travel wherever I want, and visit anyone that I want. Uh, I'm right there. I can't remember the moment. I think the moment that solidified it was when Lucy crossed, but there came a moment when I realized that my fear of death it's gone. It's just not there at all. It's gone. I don't have any I don't have any scared feelings about my transition to the other side. If there's such a thing as anticipating it, um, maybe not like in the next minute, but at some point, do I look forward to what it's going to be? I want to explore more. I love to explore. I love to adventure, and I think it would just be a wonderful part of the next adventure. So that is beautiful. And I think I missed a comment from Z. So Z, been so worried about a 6-month-old twin puppies at the shelter who were adopted separately. Nothing I could do. Oh, thank you for saying hello to Gypsy. Sometimes I think when we are working at a shelter like that, we have to trust that each animal is on their own journey. I know that every single animal that lives, every animal, wild, captive, farm, um, the animals that share our home, the animals in a shelter, every single one is on their own journey. If they're meant to be together, they will find their way back together. If their plan was to come here and be separated so that they could take the winding road back to each other, I trust. There's something I recently read. I'm not an overly religious person, but I love religious scripture of all kinds. Like I love reading all kind from all different traditions. And in the Bible, there is a saying, and I don't know it, so anybody who does know the Bible better than I, about God knowing where every single sparrow is. And if God knows where every single sparrow is, know that you too are known. But I love that. I love the idea that the universe, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you would like to call that creator, that divine being, source what I prefer to call. That source knows where every one of her beautiful living things is. And we don't have to worry about what happens to them because they're cared for and they're loved and they're taken care of. And it might make a little bit more sense after we start talking about our higher self. I'm going to read comment from Susan. My soul fur baby Sassy, a Yorkie, passed 3 months ago. So many signs from her in the first 2 months, but nothing in the past month. Does it mean something? Is her spirit gone? No, no, it does not mean her spirit is gone. Especially when you consider an animal companion your soul pet, you are forever connected. There is no breaking the connection. It's not like she has decided to go be with somebody else or that she's tapping your foot because you weren't doing what she wanted, that she sent enough signs, so she's tired of it now. It doesn't work that way at all. Our soul pet companions are ours before life, during life, after life. They are always here with us. In the beginning, they know that we need the reassurance. And I've been through the same thing with all three of my seniors who crossed. The signs came very fast, I mean, not instantly, fast, often. I had lots of signs from all three of them. And then over time, it begins to trickle off. And my thoughts about this are that they know in the beginning that we need their reassurance, that we need it as part of our healing journey. And so they'll send us signs unrequest, unsolicited. They will send us signs just to let us know that get our attention, let us know that everything is okay, that they're with us, that they love us. I'm sorry, I still feel like I have like dog hair. That's the way that one of the I can't think what that, but part of the job, right? Part of the job. Um, so they send us that reassurance. And then it kind of trickles off over time as they realize that we are healing and that our heart is getting the little pieces put back together again and the signs become less frequent. But you can ask. You can ask for a sign. You can co-create signs. That has to be the topic for next week. I don't think I mentioned last week that I'm reading this really cool book. I left it across the room or I would go get it. It is called Signs, and it's about all the different types of signs. It's written for people and people whose family members and friends pass over, but it goes with animals also. So you may ask for a sign from your beautiful, let me get your name. Was it Sassy? Thank you, Shari. Yep, I just caught that. Um, so you can ask Sassy for a sign. You can ask her for something general. Just send me a sign that I'll know right away. You can ask for something specific, like I'd love to find a feather in my experience, and then be on the lookout for it. Just be on the lookout, and it might not happen instantly. May take a day or two before that feather shows up for you, but it will show up. Or you may, I call it co-creating signs, the two of you together. You can sit down with a pen and a paper and just say, what sign would you like to send? Because communication with our animal companions on both sides of the veil is a two-way street. They want to hear from us as much as we want to hear from them. So you can just ask her, Sassy, what do you want to play with today? What sign would you love to play with? Oh, you would love to send me a green monkey that claps cymbals together? Okay, that's what I'll keep an eye out for. It's a two-way communication street. So you can still get signs. I've told the story before about my Lucy, how I asked for the sign, I asked for the dream, I asked for the dream. I didn't get it, but when I went into the thrift store the next day, I got the t-shirt with the big gold letters that says Lucy. So be open to all the possible ways that they are sending you signs. I'm just going to, as soon as Elaine started talking about the eagle, I said America out loud, love from Canada. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, America. That's true. Love from Canada. We love you too. Um, Sorry I can't stay. Oh, that's okay. Thank you for commenting. I really, really thank you for that. And send us all healing hearts, and we will hold you and hug you wherever you may be. So maybe you'll catch the replay. All right, I see some comments back and forth between everybody. And Elaine, do they send signs through the internet? I've also had videos pop up that look like Coco. Oh, absolutely. They'll use every means at their disposal. And when I talk tonight, I really have this a little dark here so that I can't see my paper. Well, I pretty much know what I want to talk about. Um, they will use, when our animals cross to the other side, they are already skilled at communication. Not unlike us humans who need to take an animal communication class, they are very skilled at sending us messages while they're in their physical body and when they get to the non-physical side. So they will use everything. They'll use the internet. They will use sometimes I've done this. I've even like had YouTube closed or I've had Instagram closed. And I'll say, I'm looking for a sign or I'm looking for inspiration. Just show that to me. Show me what that is. I'll open YouTube and the very first video that pops up is that. So they will use everything possible. I think it was Pat who, it might have been Pat who said that Logan showed up on a commercial or somewhere. His dog Logan showed up on the TV. Um, they show up on the phone. They will make lights flicker. They will cause all kinds of, they can do all kinds of interesting things with electricity, like make radios turn on. There's just a number of, that seems to be an easy way for them to get through to us. So yes, any way that you can think of. If it comes to your mind, I wonder if that's a sign. It's a sign. That's your intuition telling you that it's a sign. Um, and you're welcome. You're welcome. And I honestly have to, I always do. I thank this beautiful community because it's not just me. It's me who started the very first video when my Lucy inspired me to do so. Me who had zero, nobody was watching. I was talking to myself. And then little by little, people began to join. And then they began to share with me their animal companions. And now there's so many beautiful animal companions over there. We're in year 3 now of this. There are so many beautiful animal companions who share their messages. So I must say thank you to this entire community who supports each other. If you look through the comments, you'll see everybody is holding space for each other. So it's so wonderful. And I appreciate you guys just as much. Okay. Let's let's talk about our subject tonight. So a channel member, it was Pat. A channel member asked about the higher self, specifically how to connect with the higher self. What is the higher self? That's when I realized when I think about the higher self, even me, I've practiced this often. I've in going through many different types of spiritual training and the trainings to connect with your younger self, like to go back and talk to your child self and heal your childhood wounds, the way that you might be able to talk to your future self, asking your future self to guide you through a particular dilemma or decision, or how to integrate all those into the present right now where you are physically so that you are whole and complete in the physical world. But this is about being whole and complete at the soul level, like at the soul level, and calling it the higher self, being able to connect with your higher self. I've even been taught meditations where you sit in the meditation, you visualize yourself, you're focused on your breath, you visualize your higher self up here, up above is your higher self. And your higher self is some glorious, grandiose woman or man, whatever, person. In my case, some beautiful woman with really long, beautiful flowing hair and a long gown, and she's got her act together and she knows everything. And I'm going to integrate this beautiful higher being into me now. I'm going to call on her to help me with this, that, or the other thing. Pat's question really helped me bring that back to earth, really helped me ground, really helped me understand this question from a whole different place. And it's not a higher self, it is my complete self. My beautiful whole being mostly resides in the field, the quantum field, on the other side of physical, on the other side of this planet Earth, where we are experiencing this gravity, this physical thing that holds us in our body. We sent a piece of ourselves here willingly to experience this. Now, we can go down many rabbit holes about this that I'm not going to go down to tonight. Well, really, because I wouldn't have chosen to do this. I wouldn't have chosen this. I wouldn't have chosen that. There's different th schools of thought that say, but you did. But I don't want to go there because there are things that I didn't see for myself either. I did not see myself. I'll just say it because I mean it as part of what we're going to talk about. I did not see myself continuing this journey on my own with just me and Gypsy. I do have my kids and my granddaughter, but I thought I was going to have a partner that, 80 years old, sitting on rocking chairs, surrounded by dogs and grandbabies. That's what I pictured. So I understand that things may not be exactly as you thought you would like them, but that doesn't mean you can't change them. But whole topic for a different time. So our complete self is that we've got this, the rest of us, the bigger, greater part of us is outside of this body, and we have this physical body. But we can call on that greater part of us to guide us, to help us feel complete. There's a way to bring that version, that part of our soul into this body to enjoy the experience. And that's what I want to talk about because animals, they are masters of it. They've got this down. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. So, um, the higher self, I'm just going to check my notes here real quick. Not something distant, not something dramatic. We talk about reconnecting, or we talk about connecting with our higher self. How do we do that? It's not so much about connecting as it is remembering, um, rejoining, remembering, I think recalling, that's a good word for it, what the rest of us looks like, where the rest of us is, and then calling that into our experience. And I brought up my husband because I wanted to share with you guys, and I talked about Lucy, talked about when you say your animal companion's name too, it also means that they are sending you a sign, they're thinking of you. So my beautiful Lucy just joined the conversation. Um, Gypsy, going through every once in a while, not often, but every once in a while, she goes through what I believe is grief. Right now, she's just kind of sleeping next to me. She does not want to be far from me, so I'm open to that. But I've started talking about my husband's passing a week after he passed because I needed to talk through it. There were some things I needed to talk through. And then I kind of let it go for a while. And I only mentioned it in passing for a little while because November and December in particular, I just wanted to hibernate. I wanted to hibernate. I wanted to cocoon. I wanted to wrap myself literally in a cocoon. That's what I wanted to be, all cocooned and with my wine. Just kidding. Because there was this feeling of loss, right? So I know what the feeling of loss is. But people then said to me, it turned day by day. It got easier and easier until I realized that I'm not lonely. And here's why I'm not lonely. And this came to me today as I was exploring this topic. I'm not lonely because I feel surrounded. My beautiful Jack, who was the yellow lab, and Lucy, the black lab, when they crossed, they also stepped into it's like a piece of if their whole soul was here and there was one puzzle piece missing, it was like they filled in that little gap. That puzzle piece just snapped into place and they stepped into the full being of themselves. So magnificent, so awesome. And I think that my husband did exactly the same thing. So I'm going to share something really personal. And this can, because I think that this goes for anybody who's been through any kind of loss, whether it's a pet or a family member or a friend, whoever it may be. Uh-oh, hang on, guys. I've lost my screen here. Uh-oh. Okay, bear with me. I think it's just my screen that died. Um, can you guys still see me? I have a little screen going on over here. All right, I think we're good. I think it's just this monitor that died. All right. So I'm going to keep looking straight at the camera and keep my fingers crossed. All right. So I'm not going to be able to see comments. This screen died. I won't be able to see comments. Maybe there's a reason for that. So let's just go with it. My husband, in the last year or so of being in the physical, was not content. He between illness and there was a variety of things that left him feeling not necessarily his best self. Not just that's the way I put it, not feeling the best version of himself. And I believe that when he crossed and transitioned to the other side, just like I explained the piece of the puzzle for Jack and Lucy, I think the same thing happened. He, the part of him that was in his body transitioned, and that little puzzle piece just went right back into place, right back into place. And then the puzzle was not just complete, it was so whole that I don't feel lonely. Like I feel them all around me all the time. Their higher selves, their complete selves are able to be with me. I feel their presence. It's not like I see ghosts. I don't. I wouldn't mind. But I feel their existence, their presence, their love, their energy, their spirit. I know that Jack and Lucy and Steve are together. And even that is like, there's now three little puzzle pieces that are connected together. So that's part of that's really when I came to that realization today is when I decided that this was exactly what we were going to talk about tonight. I don't feel lonely because I'm not separate from them. I've this sense of separation that we are separate from each other, that we are separate beings or individuals. I don't have I don't have a sense of separation anymore. I feel so connected to each and every one of you. I've never met most of you, maybe the majority of you. I think I've met one or two people who watch this live stream on a regular basis. Otherwise, I don't know you personally, but I know you personally. I just feel so connected with each and every person. So I want to reframe this a little bit. The complete self. I want to reframe the term higher self. And I'm going to talk about our pets and their complete self. It's not above, it's not better, it's not something that you earn, it's not something that is granted to you. It simply is. It's who you are. And so the complete self, the whole self, the expanded self, I kind of talked already about the puzzle analogy because I really liked that analogy. Um, and and why can't we talk about this stuff like normal? Like, why can't this just be the normal conversation that we have? That when someone dies, when a soul leaves the physical body, that there's more. There's more than meets these little eyes. And why can't we talk about that and be open to that? So the connection is recognized, it's remembered. Um, I now know it so deeply. So let's talk about our soul pets. Our animal companions are masters. And I promise, guys, if I can see comments, so I'm just hoping. I've got my little laptop open over across the room on a desk. So I will check comments afterwards if there's anybody that needs to reply to. Um, so go ahead and ask questions or whatever you'd like to share, but I just won't be able to respond. Soul pets as masters of coherence. We've mentioned the term coherence before on this channel about coherence of the heart and mind and core, that when we are in our body, if we can make coherence with our heart to blend with our brain, that stops all the stress, stress being the number one thing that keeps us disconnected from our complete self. And without judgment, I believe that we, for whatever reason, in this interesting simulation in which we live, we have created stressors in order to help us reconnect. And because that's another, like, I feel it's not that I don't feel stress. I do feel the stressors of external pressures, but it's not the same anymore. Like, it's not the same because I just go, yo, Steve, come on, fix this. I did that specifically for his truck. I'm like, dude, I need a little bit of help here. Take over for me. The truck's not my area. And sure enough, things start to line up. Things start to line up because I've spoken those words. But let's talk about animals. We're all about animals. So animals. Animals live much closer to their complete self while they're here. So there's no second guessing. They're not in their, Gypsy's not in her little body laying over here on the bed, thinking in her own little mind. I wonder where the rest of me is. I wonder if I have a higher self. I wonder if I'm connected to my higher self. How do I connect to my higher self? Does that mean that my higher self isn't as good as me? Does that mean I'm not good? Wait, does that mean none of that goes on in an animal's mind? They know. They know, except they are so in touch with and in tune with the other part of them, with their complete self, that they can tap into it at any time. And that's what I think that they're trying to teach us to do also. They are trying to teach us how to not just reconnect with the rest of ourselves, the rest of our complete self to make us whole. It's because we're meant to. We are meant to connect to that. We are meant to be able to tap into an energy and a support team. Like I have a team now, I know I do. But even if it's just you who is supporting you, we are meant to be able to connect to that. We are meant to have guidance and help. We're not meant to be stuck here alone in this hole, going through all this stuff. Um, I don't know how else to describe that. And our animal companions are trying to show us that it only takes a little bit of work. It doesn't take a lot. It only takes a little bit of inner work in order for us to get there. So they exist, animals. They are not fragmented, they are coherent. They exist in almost near constant coherence. This is so reassuring. And this is what came to me today through meditation, that they are so closely connected to their complete self that it makes everything easier for them. We overthink it. We look at them and say, oh my God, I'm going to use those two puppies as an example. We look at them and say, oh my gosh, the siblings are being separated. What are we supposed to do? They should be together, not going to separate homes. The two of them have a much better grip on that than we do. They've got a much better understanding of who they are, where they're going, and how they stay connected. And I wouldn't be the least bit surprised that those two puppies aren't telepathically communicating to each other, no matter where they happen to be in the world, no matter how far separated they are, that they remain connected because they are still connected to their complete self. Their body, their heart, their soul, the energetic field that surrounds everything, they're there. They don't ever second guess it. Why does that make us feel better? Couple of different reasons. I'm going to give you what I think is the most important one first. Their transitions are gentler. Their transitions are gentler. Their transitions are easier. Even if we, human beings, with our eyes, our ears, our senses, see something as traumatic, they do not. They don't see the trauma, they don't dwell on the trauma, they don't think about the trauma, they don't remember the trauma. That no, we are the ones who do that. They are so in tune that it just makes everything go. They don't resist. They don't resist it. When it's time, they're totally cool with going back to their full, complete self, knowing also that they are still connected to us here. It's not a separation for them. They're not over on the other side going, I wonder if she sees my signs. I wonder if she still thinks about me. I wonder if he still loves me. They know. They just absolutely know, and they don't ever question it. Their communication is also cleaner because they have less distraction and less mental noise and less overthinking. Their communication is so clear. It's Z. It's why I'm so confident when I tell you that I think those puppies know how to communicate to each other, that they're very clear about how they can continue to stay connected, even though they're being physically apart. Gypsy, although I see her in what I believe, she has not formally communicated this to me, what I believe are moments of loneliness. It usually happens, I'll tell you why I think this. It usually happens around the dinner hour because the dinner hour was for her and Steve. That like I was chopped liver. I wasn't even that because chopped liver would have been a good dinner for them. Um, I was like a guest at the party. The two of them during dinner time were inseparable. He would cook dinner. My husband was an amazing cook. He would cook dinner. He always made her something extra special. They would sit down together and just enjoy that time together. So it's about this time of the night that I think she gets a little, if I could use the word lonely. I think that she misses that. I think her physical body misses his physical body the way that we sometimes miss a physical. So their communication is clearer, they have less mental noise, more direct transmission, and their learning curve is quicker. Whoever I shared the information with about signs, I can't remember who that was, but the sign, it might have been Susan. Um, their learning curve on the other side is so much shorter because they've stayed connected. So they've stayed throughout their existence in their physical body. They've always known where the other piece of them was, where their complete self was. So that when they transition, it's not like the little puzzle piece has to find its way. It fits right in there. It fits in so easily. And then they have now started. It's exponential, the learning. I would even say as little as a couple of years ago. But think about an animal companion. I think about my peanuts who crossed when I was 18. So I don't know, 45 years ago. I can't do the math, but well over like a half a century ago, when my little Peanuts crosses, our family dog when I was a young girl, we wouldn't even think about any of this stuff. We did not even come even close to remotely considering these things. So when our animal companions went on the other side, we missed Peanuts, and my father grieved heaviest over Peanuts, but it was grief, and then you were meant to move on. But now that we have been expanding our consciousness as human beings, are expanding our consciousness as all living things, the earth, the planet, everybody on it, our consciousness is exponentially changing. Things are changing every single day in a way that shows that we have woken up, that we are exploring new things and remembering things and changing things and not settling for the status quo. And anywho, so the learning curve on the other side is that much faster. And every time one of our animal companions crosses to the other side, it gets faster. And every time we have a conversation like this between us, it gets faster because we are teaching and they are learning. And they are teaching and we are learning. And it's creating this beautiful cycle of expansion. And now our animal companions, if they want to reach out through the internet, they will. If they want to reach out through AI, they will. If they want to show up as a billboard, they will. If they want to show up on the TV, they will. If they want to just come into your dreams, then they will. And if you want to communicate with them, you can. You can speak to them. It's a two-way street. You don't have to wait for them to initiate. You can initiate the communication, and you can just, this is when I love to journal. I love to jot these things down because when you initiate that communication, you receive something back, but we don't trust it. We think, oh, my mind just made that up. Well, your imagination is the greatest tool that you have. Listen to Neville Goddard, who explains that imagination is just a tool that God has given us to be able to receive information the way that we are meant to receive it. So use your imagination, explore your imagination. Ask your animal companion to show you something absolutely wild. Now, it can't be something silly. Like I heard this example. It can't, it won't be like, I want to see a jumbo jet land in the middle of Central Park. That's probably a little too extreme, but you could say, I would love to see a really shiny silver cool plane land in the most unusual place. Those are the kinds of things that you can do. You can initiate the communication because their learning curve is so much faster and they're ready. They are just ready for us to start playing with them. Their their love is unconditional. I use this term many times. We talk about it often, what unconditional love is. Their love is unconditional. They love us no matter what. There's no hierarchy. They don't care if we have not connected with our full, complete, whole self yet. That's not going to stop them. That because on the other side, I'm getting ahead of myself. They have no judgment. They don't withhold their love from us because they think that we did something wrong. Nope, nope, nope. Unconditional love. And as we talked about 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, all they ask back, the only thing they ask back is your unconditional love. And that means loving them just as they are, which means loving them in their non-physical, which means loving their whole self, their whole, complete, amazing self. That's who you want to love. So I started to say I was getting ahead of myself. Their love is unconditional. There's no hierarchy. Uh, oh, because our full, complete, whole, the greater part of us, the bigger part of us, the bigger part of our soul exists on the field in the other side, on the other side. They're not alone. When they pass from the physical to the non-physical, not only do they rejoin their complete self, we're there waiting for them. There's no like, and there is zero separation. It's instantaneous. The moment that they cross, the moment that they step out of their physical body, there's no like they don't even blink to say what just happened. They just naturally glide out of their physical body. They step into their whole complete self faster than I can say these words. They know that the greater part of ourself is there with them, and that part of ourselves and our whole complete animal looks at us and gazes at us with such incredible love that we feel it. When you think that you haven't received a sign in a while, go for the feeling. Go for the feeling, that moment of relief, that moment of peace, or that moment of goosebumps at the most unusual time. That's it. It's your heart connecting with them, and you feel it. You feel it, you know it, and no matter how sad you get, and there are times when we can get pretty sad. No matter how sad you get, no matter how much you're holding yourself in judgment, how guilty you're feeling, how grieved you're feeling, how angry you're feeling, how lonely or left behind you're feeling. There's always a little space in your heart, and they know where to find that space. And they'll tuck right in there and boop, even if it's just for a moment, you'll get a sense of relief that couldn't come from anywhere but them. So that is the other part of them stepping into their greater selves, being able to offer unconditional love, receive unconditional love, and be able to and be met by us. And no, it's just it does my mind so much good. It makes me feel, does my heart good to know that Jack and Lucy and Steve are together. It's just so warming. And here, I'm going to tell you this one more. I'm taking it a step further. It does my heart good to know that Jack and Lucy and Steve and Elaine are all together on the other side, even though there's a piece of me still here. We're hanging out together, and I can talk to them, and I can be connected to them, and it just makes everything so much easier. It makes it so much easier. All right. What else did I want to say about this? I'm losing track of my time here. I also cannot see my clock now. All right, we're almost at 8 o'clock. Not quite. We've got a few minutes yet. Um, why do soul pets? Oh, look at this. So interesting that you would have asked that question. I don't remember putting this into my notes. Why soul pets stay so close after transition? Why do signs come so quickly? Why does their presence, why do we feel it immediately? Why it feels so much closer? Because because this is a piece that I didn't vocalize. They didn't go anywhere. There's no place where they went. They didn't go far away. When I say that I'm still connected to everything, to Jack and Lucy, they're they're not off somewhere, sitting on a cloud, eating bonbons or pup cups or whatever. They're right here. They're right here. And those signs are meant to know, to let us know that they're right here. Um, yeah, it's just perfectly natural for those signs to come quicker in the beginning, then they start to dwindle off, but we can ask for them at any time. We don't ever have to be without those signs. How do pets teach us to live in coherence? So instead of striving, instead of sitting down to go into a meditation, efforting, working, working hard to do all the really deep spiritual work. I'm not, I've done a lot of deep spiritual examination. I don't think we need to always do that. I really, really feel that now when we know unconditional love, like everything changes. We learn to trust instead of control. We learn that we don't need to go into a deep meditation in order to make a connection. We can do that. It feels good to do that. Sometimes I love to sit and just meditate and I put little earbuds in and I put my sleep mask on and I sit there and I get to this place that's like so it's so comforting that I don't ever want to come out, but we don't have to do that anymore. They're teaching us that that connection is not ever unconnected. It's not ever disconnected. There's no two plugs that get pulled apart. It is forever and ever and ever. So when we learn that love is the answer to everything, when we can feel into it, then it's there. And our complete self, the other piece of us that is on the other side, they'll do the work for us. They understand that there's a piece of us that's residing in a physical body that has limitations, that has a brain that overthinks, that has things going on all around us. It's like our little cheat code, but this higher version of, I see, it comes out automatically. This complete version of ourselves, they'll do all the work for us. They'll make sure that we stay connected. All we have to do is to be open to it, be open to it, be quiet to it, and then be with, I think being with nature, being with animals, seeing things. I like to set little reminders on my phone because I get wrapped up just like everybody else. It'll be noontime, I'll be driving somewhere, I'll be sitting in traffic, or I'll have my cell phone ringing, and I get all the same stuff, so I set a little reminder on my phone. It's set for noon every day, and it just says remember. And as soon as that reminder goes off, I'm like, oh, that's right. I remember. I've got this really cool higher self. See, it's so ingrained in me to say higher self. I've got this really cool team on the other side. I've got animals of all kinds. I've got animals, I've got people, I've got angels, I've got aliens, I have ancestors, ancient masters. I have a whole team supporting me. I don't have to do this alone, and I am not alone. Be open to that possibility, um, and let the animals lead the way. Let the animals show you the way. All right, let's see. Is there anything else I want to share here? I think that I can't look at any comments, so I will have to answer those after this is all over. If there was anybody who agreed, disagreed, had anything else that they wanted to say or ask, I'm sorry that I can't see those. So the greatest gift, I'm going to close with this. The greatest gift that our soul pets give to us is this. They show us that we are never as alone as we think we are. We are not ever alone as we think we are. We are far more whole than we realize, and we can let them show us exactly how whole we are and let the puzzle pieces come to you. You don't have to be the puzzle piece that goes to the other side. Let your complete self come to you and fill you in. Let your beautiful animal companions hold you up. All right, my friends, that's what I had for you tonight. That was our little talk all all because of Pat asking that question about the higher self. And yeah, so, all right, you guys, I'm sorry that I can't see your questions, but that's okay. I will go back to them and take a look after this is all over. I love you guys so much. As always, I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate in all the ways that you hold each other up, that you show up for us. And it feels like It's not quite 8 o'clock, but I don't want to end yet. But we're pretty much over. But I love these Monday nights, right? I love spending Monday nights with you guys. So I will see you all again soon. Until next Monday, when I think we will talk about signs, messages, and reincarnation. May animals light your way. Take care, everybody. I love you guys. Bye. I don't know that I can turn this off. Trying.